Why do I keep uploading on YouTube? As a small creator, I've been on YouTube for a while now. I believe it's been a little over 3 years, and the process of growth has been pretty slow. My definition of slow growth may look different from your definition of slow growth, but as of now, I'm at 4,000 subscribers and it's been 3 years. And so that's why I want to get into why I keep uploading and what causes me to get up the next day and keep editing and keep pushing forward. Now, as a small creator, I often find myself having to balance like a lot of stuff in life, like a lot of my responsibilities outside of YouTube. For example, I do work part-time. I am trying to keep up with my own physical health, gym, diet, all sorts of things, and balance family and education. There's all sorts of things that are constantly going through my mind. My mind is a solid mess. I will say that. Like, there's no room for one thing. There's no room for focus. But at least with all these things, I am constantly kept busy. I constantly have a thing to do if I want to do it. And sometimes it is hard to hit that upload button. It is hard to keep editing. In fact, when I took a break for a month, not because I wanted to, but because my laptop broke and I couldn't edit, I was left with way more free time. And what I decided to do with this free time is I picked up the saxophone again. I used to play the saxophone and I saw this as a great opportunity. It's like, oh, why not do this again? And what I found out about myself is when I didn't have all this YouTube and all this stuff to do, I was actually pretty consistent with everything else. It's kind of like if you could imagine Spider-Man. Like, sure, Spider-Man does a lot of good in the costume, but it's also constantly making his life horrible. Like, he can't keep up with rent. He's struggling to maintain relations with Mary Jane and other people, and he's just constantly suffering. I don't want to consider like my experiences as constantly suffering, but like I kind of see it as like, I have this one thing taking up so much of my time that like when I take this away, like I don't realize how actually consistent I am and how easy it is for me to do stuff. And so that's like the point in life I'm at right now. Like I can do all these things, but I'm choosing to focus on this one thing. And this isn't like a perspective in life I feel like I can have if I am successful on YouTube, because if I am successful, I won't be working part-time at my part-time job. And by not having that job, I will have a lot more free time to myself to do things. But instead, I'm in a point in life where I am constantly busy. And I think a lot of small creators also find themselves constantly busy with other responsibilities in life. Anyway, with all these responsibilities and constant confliction in my life, the question is to be brought up: why do I continue YouTube? What causes me to keep going, to hit that upload button, to keep pursuing content? And that's not a simple question for me. It's not simply one answer, but I do think that like Blue Lock is like the best way for me to kind of compare my experience with kind of, Isagi's experience. So for those who aren't familiar with Blue Lock is pretty much a soccer anime about strikers who are trying to be the world's #1 striker. So they're going from just a high school athlete to the best in the world, right? Which that type of growth, that type of progress, any type of progress or growth can be kind of compared to another. You start at one point and you end up really successful. And so obviously at the start, it's really just a dream of being the best striker. Towards the middle, you see a bunch of growth. You're no longer this person you were at the beginning where everything was kind of just a dream. Instead, you are a work in progress. And at the end, you are the world's best, or so on. For me, that process is kind of the same, right? At the beginning, of course, it's just a dream. YouTube's just a dream. And then you put that reality in motion. You put in the work and whatever, and now it's a work in progress. Right now, I'm at that work in progress, right? With the goal of eventually being successful on YouTube. But another thing, like I think, me personally, I'll find a lot of fulfillment in YouTube, in pursuing YouTube. So that vision of the future makes making every YouTube video a lot more worth it, a lot more easier to do. It's not like some mundane task, something I don't want to do, something boring. It's more like progress towards my future. And anything considered progress towards my future, I feel like it's to be taken very seriously, but it kind of gives you hope, right? When I was younger, and especially in high school, when I was younger in high school, I definitely didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I had some ideas, but I had no real commitment to anything. When I finally found like what I want to do, something I think I could be good at, or something I really wanted to pursue, then it becomes a step of like, how do I progress towards that? And just knowing that every YouTube video I make is changing my life for the better, it's progressing my future, just knowing that helps me a lot. It really motivates me. I don't know how easy this is to grasp, but like, you know, the concept of having purpose, right? I'd like to think we all have purpose in life, but a big part of that journey of purpose is finding out what your purpose is, or what you're supposed to do. Even if you have some sort of idea of what your purpose is, working towards that idea will always be like something that you'll want to do. I want to say this is because we all know what it feels like to not have purpose, to not be working towards anything. And that is like, I feel like that feels 10 times worse when you're doing something without purpose, or doing something that doesn't have meaning to you. Now, so in that same sense, I feel like every YouTube video that I make has purpose. Like, not only do I feel it provides entertainment, but I also think it progresses my life forward. And in that same exact sense, when I don't post a YouTube video, it doesn't progress my life forward. Doing nothing will keep me at that same point in life, which also sucks. So not only do I have a reason to keep posting videos, I also have a reason to not stop posting videos or not do nothing. And I really hope like that whole concept makes sense because I feel like I even lost myself in that explanation. But like, that's the whole main thing. Like, even Isagi, like, his dream is to be the #1 striker, and Blue Lock is helping him actively work towards that. He doesn't feel like any type of way negatively about Blue Lock because this is the thing that's actively helping him pursue his dreams and goals, which originally he didn't even think was possible. In that same sense, like, as I continue to keep pursuing YouTube, I feel like I am going to change as a person. Like, I am changing, like a metamorphosis or something. Isagi at the beginning of Blue Lock was this non-egotistical person who, you know, passed the ball. He didn't have that drive. And towards the middle of Blue Lock, his ego is completely different. And I feel like YouTube also, or not even YouTube, any goal, any life dream also has that same sort of metamorphosis. Like, that same sort of metamorphosis can happen to you, where you're this person who you might not want to be at first, but then you slowly start becoming into that person that you do want to be, who isn't afraid to pursue their dreams and goals, who will be the first person to take that step. Like, if your dream was put right in front of you, how quick would you be to take that first step, to move forward towards it, knowing that it could be achieved? It's that whole concept, and I definitely think that's a huge part of the reason I continue to keep uploading, because I believe in change, and 2, I believe in myself, and 3, I believe in the dream. So that was just something I really wanted to make into a video. I don't really care if this gets like a lot of views or anything. It's just that like it's something that like I would want for myself. If I'm bigger in the future, let's say 5 years down the line, I would love to see what Money Monsoon in 2024 has to say about why he kept uploading. That's and if you're following along with my YouTube journey, then I'm sure this video is interesting or of use to you. One last thing real quick, I do want to flex the new haircut. You know, I be trying on occasion. I be looking a little clean. Anyway, even though I made this video, I do think that there are multiple factors that cause me to keep uploading. Like, I talked about change, but what does change look like in the future? How does oneself changing affect others around him? All sorts of different things that motivate me forward. I really hope this video helped whoever watched it. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in future uploads.